The following video is brought to you by Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major by Aaron Clary, The Postmodern Adventures of Kill Team 1 book series by Mike Leone, The Adventures of Morgalla by John David. All of our wonderful fans on Patreon, and viewers like you, thank you.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Toys R Us. Too bad your kids are going to never know it. So this was one of the last Toys R Us's in the state, and I just so happened to be driving by, so I thought I'd check it out. For this one thing right here, I needed to know the price of this garbage can. It's $50. Too bad somebody else bought it before me. No, but I wanted to come into Toys R Us one last time to see if my Star Wars theory was correct. If Star Wars stuff, no matter the economic situation, won't sell. You could practically give this shit away for free, and people aren't going to buy it. I wanted to be proven wrong. I was begging to be proven wrong. So I came into this store only to be proven right. So these videos are also a little snapshot of what once was in terms of Star Wars and in terms of Toys R Us. And it's a nice thing. So here we are, the first, and I do mean first, Star Wars section. We can see we have lightsabers, blade builders, Force for Diversity dolls. You know, if you line up every blade builder in this Toys R Us, end to end, you could probably get from Dayton to Cincinnati. And these are from the Force Awakens line, so that's a 2015 product. Shocker. And there is something from The Last Jedi, the BB-8 playset, that no one bought. But guys, it comes in an exclusive Snoke figure. You should like it. No, fuck Snoke and fuck that movie. BB-8, you can like him if he's cute. I don't like him whatsoever. I think he's a Kmart R2-D2, and it didn't work out. Speaking of Kmart characters, there's a Kmart equivalent of a good character, Rey, and there's a good female character, Princess Leia. And let's go to another section of the store, because I can't stand that bullshit. So this is the Star Wars aisle proper, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, finally, a store where people bought all the shit. No, not at all. So you see some solo stuff, you see some vintage collection stuff we've never put on video before. Like this Death Star Commander. Kinda cool. Nobody wanted one though, so they got like 10 of them. The Land Speeder. We're gonna see that Land Speeder relatively soon. But as we kinda walk on by, we see all kinds of misguided products. We see that damn Millennium Falcon again. We see some of those Thinkway figures for $100. 40% off for the Force for Diversity dolls. All Star Wars toys are 40% off. No. And there's Cassian Andor and Jyn Erso. But you know what? Let's go back into the storeroom. So, I had access to the storeroom. Not because I was invited, but because I snuck in here when no one was looking. And I filmed some Star Wars stuff. Now, this entire palette is filled to the brim, to the ceiling, with Star Wars figures. Every one of those boxes, Hasbro Star Wars. And if that's not embarrassing enough, check this out. You see that little land speeder? The one that kids can ride and the one we've talked about? Look how many of these damn things they have. They're all stacked up on the floor. Now, stacked too high. And we keep on seeing more land speeders. And there's some of those $99 Thinkway toys. But look at all these damn land speeders. Talk about overestimating the demand for a product. I mean, this is embarrassing. Well, no one bought them. No one will. Speaking of embarrassing, again, a closer look at that Millennium Falcon. Now that does come with the battle damage. We see some great stuff. Sarcasm. And check this out, guys. A Black Series Rey. Oh my god, look at that. That looks so cool from her battle on Crate. And look at it up close. Nope, let's not. Fuck it. Some stuff from Solo. Remember that awesome land speeder chase that really changed the face of Star Wars? Yeah, neither do I. And the delicious little Porg. Speaking of little and maybe delicious, there's Rose Tico. We have 1 Rose Tico, 2 Rose Ticos, fuck it, and 3 Rose Ticos. Aw, so cute. So let's stack them high. Oh, it looks like there are 4 Rose Ticos. So there's a mini monument to Rose. Sorry for your loss, Instagram. And there's Chewbacca to just tear it all down. Now, I may joke about the blade builders, but look at these Nerf guns. Remember, it's Nerf or nothing? Well, kids have chosen nothing. There's that famous line, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Well, when there's no more room on Earth, the living will inhabit these fucking Nerf guns. Now, I just put this in there because there's this weird idea that you should mix these weird identity politics into toys and start these kids out young to indoctrinate them. So, they give these girls these DC superhero and action figures. They make them look like Bratz dolls, and they make them, action figures with little girl Wonder Woman and little girl Harley Quinn. And as you can see, this is a fully stocked shelf of a dying store. People have come to pick out other toys from other brands, but this DC action hero line for girls, no, nothing. Not one thing moved, it seems like. Which is kind of a shame because some of the stuff looks good. Not this toy. I mean, look how shitty this Wonder Woman looks. Riding gear Wonder Woman. It's like they just didn't paint the rest of her body. I guess it was cheaper to write the text than it was to actually, paint the toy. So, riding gear Wonder Woman just looks like an underdeveloped toy. We're looking at some more DC stuff, and as we leave, we take a quick look at the DC universe proper. And I don't see a single 6-inch or 3 3/4 or 5-inch Batman or Superman. I see a lot of the lady from Wonder Woman who's not Hippolyta, and I see Wonder Woman herself from the film, and it's a nice looking toy. But Batman and Superman and even Lex Luthor, they've been picked. We're stuck with all this Wonder Woman stuff, and these aren't really action figures, those are just big dolls. And there's the Batcave, which looks kind of cool. So when I was at my local Kroger getting soy milk, I was bombarded with this. More Ticos. Get out of my life, Rose Tico. Combined with Ethan's love of her and people on Twitter saying we're racist because we don't love her, I just can't get away from this little character. So I'm just going to throw her out of my life. And for $6.99, who wants this? It's not worth a dime. More Rose Ticos. Seriously, guys, can you guess what else I'm going to find in this video? Seriously, can you? Ooh, the Green Power Ranger. I think I will buy that. We have more lightsabers. We have some stuff from Solo, a Star Wars story, which is fine. Cars crap. It's a lot of Disney merchandise that's, being clearanced out. I wonder what this is. It's Rose Tico. Yeah, that Power Ranger movie sucked. It deserves to be in the clearance bin. But this is a grocery store, and it's just being clogged with this crappy merchandise. I mean, they could put more important things in these places, but they don't. There's just more Star Wars crap, and there's Paige Tico. And she's only $4.99, so how come Paige Tico is cheaper than Rose Tico? I guess, they charge by the screen time in the movie, so Admiral Holdo should be free. So, this Kira Blaster from Solo, a Star Wars story is a whopping $17.49. I mean, what kid doesn't want the gun of the woman who's connected to Darth Maul? Cecil finally makes an appearance on camera. Goodbye, Cecil. I really should have kept a count in Rose Ticos. If I had $1 for every Rose Tico I touched, I'd be having a new car. Batman! I told you! No! So in the toy section proper, I found something on clearance, on sale. Buy one, get one free for Mighty Mugs. What are Mighty Mugs? I don't know either, so let's figure it out. So we see a very happy Princess Leia. She must have just seen the first Star Wars movie. And you press her head. Yeah, she knows what she gets to do in that one. And she's flying in outer space. She's not too happy about that. And we have a happy Luke. Hey Luke, you look so bright and chipper. One day you're going to be a Jedi and a pilot. Oh, your father cut off your hand? I'd be angry too. Yeah, and you just saw The Last Jedi. We have Rey. Oh my god, look at Rey. Living on Jakku, aka Tatooine. So happy. Hey Rey, a man told you what to do. Uh-oh, she doesn't look too happy. Uh-oh. Fuck her. So I always thought it was weird that Hot Wheels and Star Wars were together. So much so that they had to clearance them out because nobody wanted them. And they're half price. And nobody bought them. There's that land speeder, that iconic tissue box land speeder, flown by Han, whose last name isn't Solo. And what the hell's a battle roller? It's like a chibi piece of shit. And here's adding insult to injury. Rey in the Millennium Falcon. Like it's her ship. So the Star Wars section is still embarrassingly small. We all know that. Our good friend Director Krennic is buy one, get one free for $24.99. That's a hard sell. $12.50 for one of those? Oh no. We got first time ever on one of these videos, Jedi Luke Skywalker. Even he can't sell the brand. Still buy one, get one free. And there's Rose Tico. Again, you know, I don't give a shit. Stay there. This Stormtrooper's kind of cool. You know, they marketed this to be more important to the film than it actually was, but that's the way Star Wars has always been, so there you have it. Oh, Darth Vader mini mug. Because Darth Vader has so many expressions under that mask. There's one of them, there's another one, and there's another one. Yeah, dude, I hate sand too. Now, I just wanted to show you guys this for how stupid it was. Hyperspace eyeshadow. Star Wars, her universe. Well, whoever she is, she's not buying it, so let's just get the fuck out of here with this garbage. Speaking of garbage, Sperry shoes. More specifically, these R2-D2 and C-3PO Sperry shoes. They're $19.99, which makes them excluded from the promo, and they come in this epic black box, Star Wars Sperry, since 1935, emblazoned with the Rebel Alliance logo. In the home of Star Wars, the Disney Store, you'd think you would find all kinds of great exclusive content that you couldn't get anywhere else. But you'd be wrong, because you'd find more Rose Ticos. Yippee. But if two weren't enough, here's an entire collection of them. Just a stack. A huge collection of Rose Ticos. They're not loved by anyone. So, a basic trip out can turn into a Star Wars nightmare in this modern Disney era of Star Wars. And now they're trying to pump out 9 more movies. So imagine it takes 9 more years to make these 9 more movies, and you're going to have 9 more years of your local Kroger and other grocery stores and other stores that just so happen to sell toys bombarded with this crap. You know, the Star Wars logo is going to become a bad thing. I mean, it's already kind of a bad thing now, but imagine in a world where it's like, oh, there's Star Wars, boo, people just boo it and they throw it directly into the dumpster. You know, how can a company lose money? Make Star Wars merchandise. That's the future we're going to live in, folks. Thanks to Disney, thanks to J.J. Abrams, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, all those people. And Hasbro. Hasbro's just as guilty. Why? Well, the distribution's shit. The products are shit. Toys have to compete with other toys on the shelves. Little bitty Star Wars figures aren't going to sell to kids who want Ninja Turtles and shit that, you know, actually move. And the appeal to the original Star Wars line was the little bitty figures fit into the big ships and you guys can have your own adventures and go out. Well, they don't make ships anymore because they're too expensive. Well, what they mean by too expensive is Hasbro doesn't make enough money that they want, so they either don't sell them or they sell them to adult collectors. That's why the Millennium Falcon for Solo's Star Wars story has one little bench for Han Solo to lay in, and it's $100. So as a parent, you could buy your kid a handful of video games for the DS, maybe 1 or 2 for the PlayStation or Xbox, or you could buy them this Millennium Falcon that does nothing, and they will lose interest in 10 minutes, and you're at $100. And not everybody's parents are, you know, loaded, so that's just going to cause a problem for everyone involved. So Hasbro needs to either up their game, or they need to up their distribution, and I don't mean up as in pump out more content, but figure out logistically what they're going to do next, because they're not going to make money if they continue to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you had fun looking back at Toys R Us one last time. I know not as many people are as nostalgic for Toys R Us as I am, but it's a place where I grew up, not literally, and I loved it, and I used to love Star Wars toys, so it's really bizarre to see the two things that I used to love dying because of greed, because of bad decisions, bad business decisions, bad ideologies. Star Wars isn't a bad place, folks, and you already know that. So, thank you for watching, and before you go, make sure you click the thumbs up on this video, share it with everyone you can, tell everyone about World Class Bullshitters. If you are a big super fan of the channel and you can, join our Patreon page. $1 a month goes a long way. $5, which is only 17 cents a day, goes even further. You get access to all kinds of exclusive content, and you can have videos made about anything you want, depending on what tier you're in. So check that out, because it's a lot of fun for everyone involved, including us. Make sure you guys stick around and check out our live streams. We've been going live a lot more because there's such a demand for it. So by the time you see this video, I will be getting ready to do my live stream on Tuesday morning. It seems like the morning streams are a good idea, so put us on, go to work, get involved, send in your chats, get me to talk about whatever you want, because it's the show where you guys can dictate the flow of it. It'll be a lot of fun, and make sure to not miss the High Council this week, as well as World Class Bullshitters episode 128. So I close this video out with a question for you guys. When you see content like this, do you laugh at the failures of the once powerful Lucasfilm and Hasbro? Or do you cry a little bit on the inside because this is it for them? There's never going to be another generation of Star Wars kids.